This is Uganda. It is located on the east and central part of Africa, bordered on the east by Kenya and on the west by the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Uganda is just one of the 18 countries in Africa that the International Rescue Committee go to. With locations in over 40 countries, 22 being in the United States, the IRC has made Boise home to one of its locations. This is where I had the opportunity to serve, at the International Rescue Committee. Their office is located across the street from the east side of the Town Square Mall. According to their website, rescue.gov, they explain the following. The IRC provides opportunities for refugees to thrive in America. Each year, thousands of refugees are invited by the U.S. government to seek safety and freedom. Forced to flee conflict or persecution, many have survived for years against incredible odds. They step off the plane with next to nothing but their dignity, hope, and determination. In Boise and many other regional offices across the country, the IRC helps them rebuild their lives. This is Sarah and her son Isaac. They are both refugees from Uganda. What is a refugee, you ask? Refugees are men, women, and children who have fled their countries of origin as a result of political instability, armed conflict, or other acts of violence. They have been forced to leave their countries. For my service learning volunteer work, I had the opportunity to meet them and go into their home. This very well may be the first Americans into their home on such an intimate level. To me, our job was to talk to her, try to answer her questions, and just to be her friend. I usually tried to bring different activities and things to do with them in their home. We've made apple cider and watched a movie, we've played dominoes and cards, we've even made hand-drawn Thanksgiving turkeys. We helped her with some English homework she had and tried to teach her a little about what needs to be refrigerated and where things go in the house. After meeting Sarah and Isaac, I learned that I really love languages and I love different cultures. I believe that applies to a few different dimensions of health, social and emotional being the top two. Sarah is starting to build meaningful and wholesome relationships with other people. Isaac is in school, so he's learning that as well. Sarah is learning how to personally express herself in a completely different language, let alone culture. I spent a year and a half in Brazil, and I struggled with the exact same thing down there. I learned how important it is to be connected to the community, to be connected to other people, and have other people really understand and to listen to me and really care for me as a person. I believe that it is important that as we as a community understand and embrace other ethnicities and circumstances that these refugees are in, that will help both the refugees and us alike. There is nothing quite like feeling like you're a part of something greater and you're a part of the community and that you can contribute in some way, shape, or fashion to give back to the community and give back to the people that have helped you. I also learned that these people are just like you and me. They struggle with things, they laugh and they love and they cry, just like the rest of us. Too many of us are so quick to judge someone who doesn't look like us. As I have said before, Sarah's learning English and is progressing very rapidly, but is still a little difficult to communicate clearly with her. Chapter 5 explains what communication is and how we can better communicate with one another, both verbally and non-verbally. We used a lot of body language and gestures to explain what we were talking about. It made things a little bit easier. Also, there's a blip about self-disclosure. Self-disclosure is sharing personal information with others. Both my partner and I started telling her about our families and showed pictures. She then told us how she was pregnant and had the ultrasound pictures of the baby, and she was so excited to show it to us. It was neat to see how excited she got and how happy she was talking about her families just like we did talking about ours. Something that I loved about Sarah and took note of is just how happy she is. She doesn't understand a lot of what is happening, but she's so smiley and optimistic and happy. Her and Isaac always try to get us to stay when we leave. They don't want us to leave. I always feel so good when I go over there and talk to them. I feel loved and needed over there. One time, we were talking about marriage and about my fiancé, and I showed her a picture. She looked at him and said, "Oh, he's good," in a thick Ugandan accent. She then went and found pictures of her husband and her wedding. It was a sweet and tender moment because she trusted us enough to share that with us. Some advice that I would give to the next service learning student is just to forget yourself. forget everything that you need to do and to spend that hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, a week, a day with whoever you are serving. Because I know that as you do that, that you will develop a love and a relationship for these people that you are serving. And I know that as you do that, you will feel better about yourself. It will boost your own personal morale, and it will really help you out in the long run, and that you will be able to serve and to help and to show that you are responsible and just be happy, enjoy it. Also, I would simply invite, if you are someone who is stressed, depressed, or don't have any time, I really encourage you to come and to serve. There is something very rewarding and powerful about stepping out of your own little world, your own little me box, and serving someone else. As we serve others, we forget about ourselves and all of our personal problems. There's joy in seeing others happy as a result of our efforts. And that in turn somehow just lifts our burdens that we feel in our personal lives. It is an amazing feeling to know that you have the power to change someone's whole outlook on a country, on a community, just by talking and conversing with them. It is hard to go to a foreign land without any clue. I've been there. I mean, it's hard. So to have someone there in your home talking to you, conversing with you, and showing genuine interest just makes a huge difference in someone's life. And I believe that everybody needs to have experiences like that, to feel needed and to feel loved and to truly serve someone else in your community that you don't really know, that you don't really understand a lot about them, because that really does bring so much joy into my life personally, knowing that I've helped someone that does not have the means or the capability to help themselves.